The sitting room is untidy. Chemical instruments, a violin and manuscripts compete for space in the corners of the room. Sherlock Holmes is slumped in the sofa by the fireplace, staring blankly at the ceiling. You come out of your bedroom. A sharp smell makes you cough again and again.
Good heavens, Holmes. What are you doing? It smells like hell.
Sherlock Holmes does not turn his head. He still stares at the ceiling and answers in a calm voice.
It is just a small test to check my idea. The result is as disappointing as this city.
What is even more disappointing is that the greatest detective in this city, instead of catching criminals, hides in his flat and attempts to poison his roommate.
As you speak, you skillfully open the window to let in fresh air.
I remember that when we first rented this room. An army doctor just back from Afghanistan praised its good light and promised to tolerate all my harmless little habits.
That was 7 years ago. Clearly, we did not know each other very well then. It is a medical miracle that I have survived 7 years with you without a serious lung infection.
You know, my mind rebels at stagnation. I must always have something to engage it. Without cases or mental challenges, my mind will rust. What else is there to live for? What a dreary, dismal world this is. Look, see how the yellow fog swirls down the street and drifts across the dun-coloured houses.
You look out of the window. A cab stops just below. A young lady steps out of the cab. She looks up anxiously at the first-floor window.
Holmes, I think your cure has arrived.
There is a knock at the door. Sherlock Holmes raises an eyebrow and glances at you.
Come in.
A young lady walks in the room. She is composed and wears a plain dark blue woolen dress with a matching soft hat. She is not very beautiful, but her expression is sweet and kind. Her large blue eyes are bright, but they show a hint of worry and unease.
Mr. Holmes, I am Mary Morstan. Mrs. Cecil suggested I come to you and ask for your help. I find myself in a very strange and puzzling situation.
That is exactly what I love to hear. Miss Morstan, please tell us everything in detail. Do not leave out any facts.
You choose to. You notice Miss Morstan's unease and stand up.
It is cold today. Would you like a cup of coffee or black tea? Perhaps you need something warm to calm your nerves.
Mary gives you a grateful look.
Black tea, thank you.
After a moment, she slowly began to speak.
My father was an officer in an Indian regiment, and my mother died when I was very young. I was sent to a boarding school in England when I was very young. In 1878, my father sent me a telegram. The telegram said he was returning home and asked me to meet him at the Langham Hotel. I went there at once after reading it, but I did not see him. The staff at the hotel said he was staying there, but he went out 2 days ago and never returned. So I contacted the police and advertised in the papers, but there has been no word of him since.
Had your father any friends in town?
Major Sholto of the same regiment, the 34th Bombay Infantry. He retired and returned to London. I asked him about my father. But he claimed he knew nothing about my father's return and seemed rather evasive.
That is strange. Please go on.
I have not yet described to you the most strange part. About 6 years ago, to be exact, on May 4th, 1882, an advertisement appeared in the Times asking for my address, saying it would benefit me. While I was still hesitating, my employer, Mrs. Cecil Forrester, advised me to follow the instructions and publish my address. Shortly after I published my address, I received this.
She opens a small, delicate box. Inside are 6 pearls with a soft shine.
Since then, I have received the same pearl every year. But the sender has always been anonymous, with no clues at all.
That's interesting. Is there any other information?
Yes, and that is exactly why I have come to you. This morning, I received this letter.
Mary hands him a letter. It reads, "Be at the 3rd pillar from the left, outside the Lyceum Theatre, tonight at 7 o'clock. If you are distrustful, bring 2 friends. You are a wronged woman and shall have justice. Do not bring police. If you do, all will be in vain. Your unknown friend."
Will you come with me?
You choose to.
Miss Morstan, we will never let you face danger alone. We will go with you.
Holmes looks up at you, a familiar look of approval in his eyes.
Your passion is never lacking, Watson. Miss Morstan, we accept this interesting invitation. Shall we wait for you here at 6 o'clock? Please leave the pearl box and the letter. I believe we still have some investigation to do.
Thank you both. I will return at 6.
Miss Morstan sighs with relief, smiling gratefully. You choose to.
Let me escort you downstairs, Miss Morstan.
You walk Miss Morstan downstairs and wait until she is safely in her cab.
Ah, Watson, our lovely client has gone?
Holmes placed the box alongside the anonymous letter.
Watson, come and have a look at the handwriting on the box and the letter.
You examine the letter carefully.
The handwriting is disguised, but it is clearly from the same person. Look at how they are certainly by the same hand. What do you think?
The paper is of fine quality and expensive. This mysterious sender seems quite wealthy.
Quite right, Watson. At last you are using your eyes, not your imagination. Studying objective things is more reliable than guessing people's thoughts. I have a feeling this will be an unusual case. It is still early. I am going out to make some inquiries. Watson, will you join me?
Of course.
You and Holmes then go to the newspaper reading room. Here, you find an old copy of the Times.
Major John Sholto of the 34th Bombay Infantry died on 28th April 1882.
Excellent. Watson, you have found a very important clue.
It's rare to hear you say that, but I still don't understand what this means.
The logic lies between the lines, Watson.
You look closely at the obituary. You think the key information in this obituary is,
Yes, Miss Morstan received her first pearl 1 week after Major Sholto died. The timing cannot be a coincidence. If Major Sholto really never met Captain Morstan, as he said, why did Miss Morstan start receiving these mysterious gifts right after his death.
So the pearls could be a gift of atonement from Sholto himself or from his family?
That is a possibility.
But why wait 6 years and only write to Miss Morstan today?
That is indeed a curious point. It is getting late. Miss Morstan's cab may arrive soon. Let us go at once.
Holmes walks to the door, glances back at you still thinking, and urges you again. You come to your senses, quickly stand up to straighten your clothes, and hurry to follow Holmes's steps.